Welcome back everyone, and I'm so glad you joining me for this strong full body yoga practice today. And before we will begin with our warm-up, let's set loving and nurturing intentions for this workout. So let's begin at the very front of our mat and reach those both arms all the way up, guys. Close your eyes and draw your hands towards your heart as a universal sign of the gratitude. Look inside that heart. Shine and radiate love, kindness, commitment all the way through that heart, through the body, and even outside of your room. No comparison, no judgment. We're just practicing with a lot of love in our heart and acknowledging every single positive change, because we grow and expand through the gratitude, and we heal and acquire the health through the gratitude. So let's open our eyes and reach them all the way up. Inhalation. On exhalation, lift your heels, guys, off the ground for the first tippy toe hold. A lot of balance. Let's wake up the body first and take your heels back on the ground. Take your hands on the floor. If you can't reach the floor with the soft neutral spine, you can put your hands, guys, on your shins. Totally fine. Let's look halfway through, lengthening and extending, and all the way on exhalation, forward fold, right through the hip flexor. Start to relaxing your neck, make it feel good. Look halfway through again, little bit, and full forward fold a little bit deeper. If you can, go ahead and find your hands, your elbows behind your calves. Come on back up halfway, vertebra by vertebra. We're going to give those shoulders a little rolls, arm circles. Just a few on one direction and a few to reverse. That's perfect. And let's go ahead and reach one more time. Inhalation, exhalation, back to your forward fold, my friends. And this time we will take our right leg and step across behind your left. It doesn't have to be as wide as my feet, it can be much closer. And let's dive to the forward fold one more time. Achilles, hamstrings, your back, your legs. Relax completely. Drop the head, guys. Your neck is super soft and feeling good. That's it. Let's come up. Hold your feet where it is. All the way, soft spine. We're going to grab our right wrist, the same side which your leg is behind, and go for the gentle lateral bend. Bend your left knee, guys, slightly, just slightly. That's it. All the way back to the center. Fold forward. Very nice. And we're ready to switch, guys. We're simply ready to switch the legs. We're going to take left behind the right and continue to dive to the gentle forward fold all the way. Inhalation, exhalation, soft, using your belly breathing. If you need to use the blocks on the floor as elevation, you can. Come on up, guys, slowly. And this time we're going to reach for the left wrist, the same side that your leg is behind. Bend your right knee slightly. Keep your left knee soft and extended. We're going for the lateral bend. Straight above your head, guys. Straight above your head. Feels so good to stretch that body. Very nice. Let's take both hands back, guys, on the floor and step to the neutral position right where we started. Grab your elbows, bend your knees, and we're going for the little movements in that ragdoll. Soften those knees, loosen the spine, relaxing your neck, feeling good, feeling complete, feeling happy, feeling growing. That's it. All of those nice things in life which we can experience come on back, but it's a choice to be a happy person, right? Look halfway through, bend those knees, guys. Your first Utkatasana or chair pose. My beginners, guys, feel free to take your hands up front of the heart anytime you have to, or join me by holding those arms along the ears, nice and extended, right? All the way up and lift up, drive, expand, reach up through the chest, up through the heart, leading through the heart. Take a big sweep, inhalation, exhalation, little back bend, guys. Just a little one, to begin with, and all the way forward fold. We're gonna do a few more back bend series with a chair pose, and you don't have to go for the deep one at all. Bend those knees, Utkatasana or chair pose. Again, we're going to go for the cactus arms. I want you to relax your shoulders and draw your shoulder blades closer to each other so you feel that spine, that chest opening all the way. Come on up, connect your both hands, little back bend up here. Very good. Come on back up to your chair pose with me. Cactus arms, breathe actively. Draw, guys, the shoulder blades closer to each other, and come on back again. Hips forward, heart open. You don't have to go deep, maybe a little bit deeper than the first one. And we're gonna do another one right up here. Inhalation, continue to hold this, guys. And on the back bend this time, we're going to hold it a little bit longer. So if you wish to support your spine, then sneak your hands into your back. Breathe. Let's slowly come back and let's do a gentle compensation. All the way for the back bend. Drop the head, relax the neck, look forward, my friends. Get ready to step for my beginners. Walk or hop all the way, nice and soft. If you do your hops, we do it really soft. Beginners, put your knees on the floor or come with me, low chaturanga, dandasana. Come on up, transfer through the toes, up dog or dog on your knees, or we stand in a sphinx pose, downward facing dog, all the way, feeling good. We will continue this warm-up today with the sun salutations. We do a few variations today with the chair pose, with the lunges. Let's make our body warmer. Let's take our right leg up, guys, all the way. Inhalation, exhalation, step forward to your runner line. Hips are square, reach up and open. Frame your front foot all the way. Step back, push down, chaturanga, dandasana, reach up, everybody. Downward facing dog, join me when you're ready. Exhalation, find yourself balance right here. Take your left leg up, look underneath the left, expand and open. Step forward for your runner line, guys, from the other side. Reach up. If you're very beginner, put your back knee on the floor. Frame your front foot. We step back to that chaturanga, dandasana, all the way. Do not hurry up, reach. And on exhalation, guys, back to your downward facing dog. Excellent. Let's bend our knees a few times, right and left and right. Continue to carry your body weight away from your wrist and shoulders. Let's do a couple more up here, and that's it. Very nice. Go ahead and take your right leg up, guys. Look underneath all the way. Step forward to your lunge. All the way, reach up. We're going to step to your chair, guys, from here. Your chair pose, inhalation, exhalation, little back bend. Forward fold all the way. Look halfway, step or hop, chaturanga, transition all the way. Ashtanga vinyasa, come on up. Downward facing dog, we do exactly the same from the other side. Stay with me, guys. Rest, relax the neck, take your left leg up all the way. Up and open, look forward and step for your runner lunge. You can always move that foot a little bit forward, all the way, reach. Square hips, we're ready to step for the chair pose. You've got this, all the way, reach up. Beautiful, exhalation, forward fold, drop the head, relax, look halfway through. Step, walk or hop, plant your hands really nicely, then push down, chaturanga. Back up, downward facing dog. Recover and restore. If you need to go to your child pose, guys, anytime during the workout, during this flow, go ahead and rest in your child pose, and then just meet us when you're ready. We're gonna do some modifications. We're gonna do some little upgrades. Always try, guys, because you can always downgrade it back. Body needs to grow and expand, and it comes through the challenge and trying, right? It's a practice, it's a process. Keep on breathing. Let's look forward. Bend those knees, step walk or hop. One more time. Reach up and forward fold. We're gonna give a good quality hug to the legs again. It's challenging for the balance, challenging for the legs. My beginners, you can always bend your knees and have your blocks, have your hands on the blocks or shins. Very nice. We have a series of the side planks today, and bend your knees, step walk or hop. I'm gonna walk you through. Keep on trying to move with me for the little upgrades and layers. You can always back off. Use your knees on the floor when you have to. Let's take the right foot off the ground. Breathe actively. Beginners, knees on the floor, hips on the floor when you have to. We're going to rock the left heel. Hold your both hands grounded. Acquire the stable position right up here. We've got this all the way. Feel free to put your right foot on the floor behind if you have to. We will slowly drive our knee or our straight leg to the front. Hold with me. I know it's challenging. We're doing it together. In the variation 3 up here in your side plank, taking your leg up if you can. Almost lost my balance. Breathe actively. And the way we came up here, we're going to slowly release it, come back. All right, chaturanga, full one or on your knees, guys, if you have to. Come on back up. And downward facing dog. That was a challenger, to say it least. If you need to go to your child pose right now, please do. We're gonna do this flow from the other side. Come back to your plank. We're going to take the left foot off the ground and slowly rock on the right. Hold your both hands for a few breaths up here. Acquire the stable position. Forgive me, my back all the way. Hold it right up here. Feel free to put your left leg on the floor, or we driving the leg all the way to the front. Or you can bring your elbow to your knee, just to strengthen in the core that way. In variation 3, we're taking this leg up all the way. Inhalation, exhalation, take it back slowly the way you came, all the way. And we're returning back to the plank, chaturanga, of your choice, knees on the ground. If you need to, reach up, and we're going to give the break our wrist. Definitely break to the wrist, draft the head. Stay with me for a breath or two in the downward facing dog. Bring those knees on the ground. While we're giving a break to our wrist, we are going to work on our toes. So please try to sit with me here and stay with me. If it's impossible, your toes very sensitive, then you're gonna do it right here and then do your wrist one at a time by supporting your body weight with the fist. If you easily sitting up here with me, do not skip your asana. We're getting stronger by doing. Take your arms to the front in a few circles on one direction. That's it. In a few circles to the other direction. That's perfect. All right, we're gonna give a little break to our toes, guys. So come on back to the front. And if you can take your fingertips all the way towards your knees, just do it halfway through. And the way we're working on the wrist, we're just gonna shift some more weight towards the heels. Straighten the front part of our arms. This is very sensitive, so you don't have to really push much to feel it. And come on back to the center. We're gonna do just the one wrist at a time up here. And take it to the other side. That's perfect. All right, we're returning back to the toes. Let's finish this flow, toes in feet and the ankles and the wrist. Now we'll take you for a couple more dynamic flows. So again, we're coming back here. If that's already a lot of work for you, you will continue to sit here or fist on the ground. If you're moving with me, we will take right foot up front, which produce a little bit even more work on that left foot. So feel free to use your blocks on the side or fist on the floor or hands up front of the chest, guys. Close your eyes. We back to being present, back being here now, practicing getting stronger by doing. If it would be just getting stronger by thinking, which is a good thing, positive thinking, that would be nice, but we also have to do some work. All right, let's slowly take it back and we switch, guys. We switch aside. Fist blocks on the floor. If your toes are very strong by now, hands up front, close your eyes. We back to being here in our body, being present, live our lives. Life is happening right now. Breathing actively, feeling your toes, your hands touching each other. Maybe you have a fan going on, you can feel the breeze. If you're outside, you can feel the wind on your face. That's so precious, such a precious things to be aware. Let's go ahead and take it back on the floor. Tuck your toes, guys, and back to your downward facing dog. All right, before I will take you for the couple more active flows today, runner lunges and some balance, we're gonna practice some dolphin today, and dolphin push-ups, dolphin to dog. You can do one arm at a time. You can come up with me, practice the strength of upper arms. So come on down, just up here, relax your neck, drop the head, scoop the belly in. Inhalation, exhalation. Push your palms into the floor, activate your upper arms, come on up to your dog, push back, shoulder blades apart. We do it a couple more times. Press your elbows slowly, stay strong. I know it's challenging, but we did work on the strength of the wrist. Come on back up. Do the one arm at a time if you have to. Put your knees on the floor for more stability. If you are a beginner, we have two more. Stay with me. Drive the head down, relax your neck, and we have only one more together. All right, guys, ready? Let's get back down. Inhalation, exhalation, all the way. Super strong on those upper arms and back. Come on back up. I'm so proud of you guys. Drive your right hand towards the left. That's it. And all the way crisscross to the other side. We got this. Reach, 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 reach. Awesome work. Take your both hands on the floor. We're going to take our right leg up. All the way, look underneath the right, guys. We're stepping forward for the lunge. We're stepping forward for the lunge. We will begin our balance practice up here in the lunge. In the cactus arms, we already practiced it today. So shoulders down, guys, heart up and open. So you're feeling that back right there. We come up together, both knees extended, and just like your extended triangle, flatten your left leg like you're in the warrior position, then square the hips. We're going for the gentle back bend. Breathe. Come on back. You did great. Pivot back to your lunge and arms, guys. Very good. Come on back up. Reach. Pivot slowly. Square the hips. Take it back. Come on back. We have one more try. It doesn't have to be perfect. Down. All right, you ready? Come on back up. A lot of balance here. Pivot. Square the hips, hips forward, heart up towards the ceiling. Come on back and fold forward with me. Finally, side straight up here. You will find your hips naturally towards the right a little bit, so just move them to the square position, more towards the left, lengthening through the spine, and we're folding forward as much as we can. In through that nose. On exhalation, try to hold your both knees, guys, soft and extended. Both knees soft and extended. We got this. All right, we will move, guys, towards the wide stand, Padottanasana, all the way, but we will drive our hands only to one ankle, so towards your right. The leg was up front. We're driving two hands to that ankle. If it's too much for your balance, then keep the left hand on the floor, and we slowly descend towards the right leg. All the way. Forward fold. Inhalation, exhalation. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're just practicing, guys. Just practicing. Stay with me. Let's do another 1 or 2 breathing cycles, nice and slow. Come on back to the front, all the way up here, and bring your back knee on the floor. Take your both hands on the side, outside, inside of your right foot, elbows on the ground, or face toward the blocks right here. Little lizard pose to finalize. Flow on this side. Bring your forehead on the floor or on your hands. In and out. Give that right hip a lot of freedom, guys. A lot of freedom. Come on back to the center. We will repeat this flow from the other side. Frame your front foot. Step back. Chaturanga or just a tabletop. Come on up with me. Up dog. Downward facing dog. All the way, drop the head. Relax, guys, relax your neck all the way through. Both hands flat. Let's take our other leg, your left leg, if you did the right with me. All the way and step, guys, forward. Nice and good runner lunge. You can always go to your low lunge, holding your back knee on the floor, reaching all the way up. And descend a little bit lower. Both legs, guys, working equally. Feeling that back. Keep the arms engaged. Come on up. All right, a lot of balance. Pivot your back foot and square the hips. Little back bend. Just like your extended triangle. Pivot back. Feeling the spine, guys, super strong. That's it. Come on back. Square the hips, heart up and forward. We have another one to go. Being here, being now, being present, being grounded on your feet, feet like a roots. All right. We're going for the forward fold, guys, all together. Again, naturally, your hips would go more to the left right now, but square them more towards the right, and you will find yourself more leveled. Belly comes down towards the front, quadricep. Try to hold your both legs extended and neutral, just like you're seated forward fold. We continue to descend up here. Inhalation, exhalation. Do not hurry up. And we will slowly pivot towards the right. Padottanasana with both hands only towards the one ankle, wide stand, guys. And we're walking towards the left this time, towards the left, guys. If you need your one hand on the floor, not on your ankle, that's also good. It's challenging to hold both for balance. So if you're not ready, just hold one hand on the floor and we continue to fold forward towards the left leg all the way. Stay with me, guys. We're breathing. On exhalation, we're trying to go a little bit deeper, guys. A little bit deeper. Very nice. And come on back slowly. We're going to go for lizard to finalize this flow. Take your knee on the floor, take your both hands, release your toes. Feel free to stay right here. Go on your elbows, fist, blocks, or just go ahead and relax up here. Few extra breathing cycles, nice and calm. Returning back inside, practicing from the heart, not from the ego. Ego is always there to want to show off, but we always want to ask ourselves, are we coming from the heart or from the ego? All right, we will frame the front foot. It's time for us to return back through the chaturanga, back right up here. Feel free to put your knees on the floor for your push-up. Come on down, up dog, and the downward facing dog all the way through. Restore, recover, guys. Drop the head, relax your neck, and we're gonna go for the balance flow. We're ready for the balance flow for today. Let's take our right leg up, look underneath the right all the way. And we will step forward for the runner lunge. Let's go ahead and glide up. Up here, I'm gonna turn around closer towards the camera. So take your time, guys. By taking your hands off the ground, we practicing today warrior 3 or balancing stick. We practicing today standing needle, or we also call it a standing split. And bird of paradise, we begin practice that. All right, take your time. If that balance going pretty good, we're going to take our arms along the ears all the way up here. Lengthening from the fingertips to your toes, guys. Come on up. Make your transition using your foot on the floor. You don't have to constantly stand on one foot if you're not ready. We're breathing actively. Inhalation, exhalation, look inside, don't look around. All right, and we guys going back for the balancing stick or the warrior 3. Whatever is in your practice. Feel free to have your hands on the floor. And slowly release the hands on the ground. We're gonna go for standing split or standing needle. So we're not trying to take the leg really high. We're just driving the belly toward the quadricep. So just like you do your forward fold, we continue to come down towards the standing leg all the way. Inhalation, guys. Exhalation, a little bit deeper, just like you do your forward fold. And your leg will eventually come higher. We keep working on our hips today. We did some work. Keep on breathing, guys. Few extra breaths up here. If you're falling down, just start over again. Put and tap your left leg on the side. Come on up with me. We made it through. So we will do our best to come for a bird of paradise. Use your straps or towels if you can bind your hands behind. So your left leg outside, your left hand is gonna go underneath toward the back. Your right is gonna go behind and find your left. Again, if you can't find your hands, the strap or towel would be wise. Then we push off the ground with our right leg and left is in the air. Just up here, and that's already a lot, guys. If you can bind strap towel or just even the hands, that's amazing. Just to stand up here, and we will start to bring the leg up. We haven't practiced this asana for a long time, so it's a practice, guys. We just practice, and it doesn't have to be perfect. That's it. And let's slowly, gently take it back down on the floor. Fold forward, recover and restore. We're gonna give one more try to the birdie of paradise. because it's a practice, guys. We get it stronger by doing. All right, take your, again, the same left on the floor. Your left, guys, is gonna go underneath. Right is gonna go above. Hands, towel or strap. Then we coming up, carrying this leg. This is by itself already a lot. If you really feeling good up here, we will go ahead and start to extend, and that might take you for a while if you do practice it. That is it. All the way, guys. Few breaths. And come on back. Slowly. That was a demanding asana, I must say. And let's recover and restore from here. Very good. Coming up on the tippy toes. Rock on your heels. That feels so good. And let's a little bit of turn around. Let's step back. And knees on the floor for your chaturanga if you have to. Up dog. All the way. We will take this balance flow from the other side, my friends. Choose to rest in your child pose. We have a few breaths, so go ahead and do your child if you have to. Or stay with me in the downward facing dog. We're gonna push for a little bit more, and then, guys, I will take you for the rest of the practice on the floor. All right, let's take the left leg up, all the way, reach, and step forward for your left. I'm going to turn around a little bit again towards you, and then try not to push too much with your right foot off the ground. Use the strength of the left to come up, just right up here. And depend where your balance is. Use the blocks, hands on the floor, hands up front of the heart. Right up here will work just perfectly as well. Or go ahead and take your arms to the front for the full expression. We taking the fingertips from the toes, balancing the body, staying inside. Let's make our way up all the way. For the ankle or knee hold, if you need to put that foot on the floor, please do it. We come in one more time for the balancing stick, hands on the floor, full warrior 3. If you wish, your arms doesn't have to be up front. We're just doing what we can. And then from there, we will take the hands on the floor, water relief. And rather than trying to lift the right leg high for that standing needle or standing split, we basically draw in the belly to the standing leg. Just one little step at a time. Inhalation, if you need to come back up and free more space in the hips. Exhalation. And then continue to draw the belly right up there. Forward fold. Eventually that leg is going to go a little bit higher, but we need to work on the hips as well. So your legs, your hip flexor is flexible. Come on back up. And tap your toes on the right. So we're going for the bird of paradise, or the half of the bird, or the quarter, or the third, or just keep on trying, guys, because what's important as we're doing something, we only will master some things we're doing it. All right, trial and error. Your right leg, your right arm is gonna go underneath and left behind, coming up off the ground. And you will find that the one side is more flexible, more balanced. As always, just pay attention to that. So we might need to give a little bit of work to one side or other. If you're already standing here, that's awesome. That's not an easy one. Already, we're ready to extend this leg. Use the straps or towels, guys. Breathe actively. And slowly, almost lost my balance. Take it back down. All right. We will give this one more try. We practicing, getting stronger, challenging ourselves. Doesn't have to be perfect. Tap this leg right underneath the right, all the way. If you can reach towel or strap, coming back up. All right, we're doing it together. Extend the standing leg first. Make it nice and strong. Root. Strong roots, guys. Strong foundation. With a big smile. Everything is easier with a smile. Breathe. Let's take it back. Nice and slow. And if you didn't do it perfectly, you still have to be proud of yourself that you're trying, you're doing your best. All right, let's reach all the way up. Inhalation, exhalation, fold forward, guys. Drop the head, relax your neck, let's softly step back, guys. All the way, step back. Bringing your hips on the floor. Rolling the shoulders up, back and down. If you need to be on your elbows, you can do that, definitely. Slowly bringing the belly on the floor. Taking the right hand slightly farther. Left fingertips pointing the same direction that your right. Are we coming up? And we making sure that we're opening really, really nicely on the shoulders, chest, wrist again, and elbows. Bend your elbows, rest. We do it one more time. Reach and up. That's it. All the way. Come on back. Rest for the breath or two. We do the same. Opening on the shoulders, raise the elbows from other side. Take your fingertips on one direction. Left outside, right closer. And reach up and open. Your other hand can be a little bit less rotated if you have wrist injuries or you're just not ready. Come on back down, bend them. We do it one more time. Nice, good quality opening all the way, guys. Reach. And back to the floor. All right, we're practicing today snake or Surpasana. And that snake will become a Shalabhasana or Locust pose if you will decide to move forward. So we're going to take our both hands behind and just bind them. If you can bind, you can put your hands right on the floor for the more basic variation. And our feet, guys, staying on the ground for that snake. Reach up. Breathe, guys. We feel in our belly rising and contracting on the floor. Nice, good lengthening through the arms. Legs on the floor. I know it's challenging. We love challenges because challenges bring the changes in our life. And all the way, take it back. Exhalation. And rest, guys. After the Shalabhasana and snake, we will give our back a good repose in the downward facing dog a little bit later. We're gonna go and change this snake for the Shalabhasana. So the same bind, but give me a mudra. Your index fingers pointing, big thumbs are connected, and you can stay right here, or you can take your both legs over the ground, guys. Stay with me. In through that nose, out through that nose. Breathe actively. Very nice. And let's slowly release that Shalabhasana or Locust. Take your forehead on your hands. We're ready for downward facing dog. Reach and up. That's going to be really good for our back. Both hands on the ground. Drop the head. Relax your neck all the way. Release the shoulder blades on the sides. That's it. And we're going to make a slow transfer to the seated position for the rest of our practice. We have a couple more, I would say, strong asanas to complete, but the rest of it is very slow paced and very stretchy ones. All right, we will begin this seated part with a seated forward fold. Let's, as always, pull the glutes out, like literally take them out. That will bring some more space into the hip flexor. And if you're very beginners, just sitting up here can be challenging. Touch the toes if you can reach, use a strap or a towel. If you can't touch your toes, try not to roll your spine too much over it, over your legs, but instead we fold in through the hip flexor and we continue to fold on exhalation, guys, in through the nose and out through that nose. Stay with me, guys. Breathe in and breathing out. Breathe in and breathing out. We will give it a few extra breaths. And coming back up. Very nice. We will continue, guys, to open our legs. I'm going to turn around a little bit towards you. So begin with the bent knee and your quadricep against your belly, or right up here, right? And if you can extend your leg, that's awesome. But if it's causing you to scoop the belly and round your back, then just hold your knee slightly bent for now. And we continue to extend this leg all the way. Reaching up, reaching up. Good job. Breathing in and breathing out. Continuously lengthening that spine and reaching a little bit higher with that leg if we can. Good opening. We're going to move to the half bow and arrow position. So directly underneath your armpit, directly backwards. And this is already a lot, but if you can bind with your elbow, that's awesome. So come with me and we continue to open our hips. Lengthening, guys, through the back. That's very good. Couple more extra breaths. That's gonna give us a really good variation of half lord of the fishes. Grab your right with your right hand. Pull it out and open, just like this. Continue to grow. We're still on the same side. That is it. Only if it flows there. Switch your hands, guys. So your left hand is gonna grab your right foot. Bend your knee if you have to. We're going to slide our right arm inside and continue to open a little bit more. Breathe in and breathe out. That's it. That was very good. That's a challenging one. Let's take this right across. We're gonna take it across. If it doesn't make it cross so easily, then keep it outside, outwards. You can keep this leg extended, or you can swing it, slide it under. So you're right on top, your right arm is gonna go towards the right, and we rotate towards the left. All the way. Level your shoulders. Breathe in and breathe out. Lord of the Fishes, simple variation. And let's return back to the center. We keep this legs position. We're just going to rotate in this asana to the other side. Level the shoulders. Stay nice and tall on your back. And we just letting go. Even challenging asana can become resting. It still might be remaining challenging, but it's light and spacious, full of joy. It feels right, right? That's probably the right description. It feels right. It might be challenging, but it feels right. All right. Let's go ahead and take this leg. We're gonna take our left leg, which is inside right now, turn it to the half virasana, and your right, which was working, we're gonna take it inside. This is for my beginners. If this leg is too much for you, you can open it a little bit, play with this, or take it up front as well. For my intermediate and advanced, we're going to take our ankle for half lotus. If it's hurting your ankles, we're not going to do it, right? It comes from external hip rotation, so feel free to sit up here. Take your hands up front. You don't have to do your half lotus at all. Or come with me, take your right and drive your right hand towards your right toes, just up here. Close your eyes, and we just going back to that true self. Mind, body, and soul connection, all balanced in. Unique human being ability to observe ourselves from the separate stand. A unique human being ability to have an imagination, that creative part of ourselves, to see ourselves healthy, fit, full of energy, even if it's not your reality yet. But we start to fit the body with a positive energy, so the body can start to produce a new hormones, right? Act differently, digest the food differently. That's so important. That's all interconnected. All right, we're gonna do the other side. Let's come back to the seated forward fold just for the press or two, just to make sure that it feels good, feels right. And bring your left leg. You can bend your knee just like this, the same way we started. And continue to extend that leg if it's there. Lifting up. All the way the surface of the quadricep comes all the way up towards the belly. In through the nose, out through that nose. Just giving that left leg a good stretch. All right, let's move over the half of the bow and arrow. Try to point your knee directly behind, not to the side, directly behind and under. Bind, if you do have this, bind all the way through. We're gonna hold it for just a few extra breaths. You continue to push it on exhalation if you can. Try not to drop your ankle, guys. Lift it up, and then we will have left hand holding the left foot, opening it up, and try to still sit tall. Still sit tall all the way. Continue to draw that leg. Use a strap if you can't reach, and if it's there, I want you to all give it a try. We guys so strong, we're so flexible. We work every single day on those improvements with variety of exercises. So right to the left, and the left is gonna go, the left hand is gonna go up front of that left leg, all the way, opening it up. That's a little bit more challenging side for me today. And let's take it back all the way to the half Lord of the Fishes, basic variation. So step across, this leg can be extended or swing this under. We will take the left arm on top of the left leg, look behind all the way. Nice and calm. The challenging part of the practice is behind. Hopefully we learn a lot of new things, not just about the yoga practice, but about ourselves as well. And let's take the other arm. We're still staying in the same position for the legs, all the way outside. Look behind. And back to the center. We will take this right leg, which was up front, turn it to the half virasana, and left just here. If that's too much, then do modify, sit however you're comfortable. For my intermediate and advanced, we guys will go ahead and take our left into the half lotus. Shouldn't hurt your ankles at all. If you're doing this, hands up front of the heart, back to our true selves, or you can take your left hand towards your left toes behind your back. So nice and quiet inside. If the mind is chattering, tells you what you can do, we're not trying to stop our mind. It's working, that's great. We just observe and continue to focus on being here, being now, being present. If we can do something, it's mean nothing. It just takes time. It takes time to build the foundation, and then we'll accelerate with our practice, with our transformation and our growth. All right, let's go ahead and take it back on the floor. That was really good. Come on down, guys, and we have just a few minutes to complete our practice on our back. So come on down on the floor, take your time. We will practice today, guys, a bridge, and a bridge with extended legs. If you will choose to go there, you don't have to. So we're gonna go for the supported bridge when the hands is on your lower back. If that is a little bit too much for your wrist, you can just continue to hold your arms up here. Otherwise, we will take the elbows on the floor and take the hands underneath the back. Keep on breathing. Stay with me, nice and light. So inhalation, guys, exhalation. And you don't have to extend your legs if you're not ready for that. But if you're ready, guys, go ahead and take your legs up front. No weight on your neck. Keep on breathing. You can always come back earlier if you have to. And let's slowly bring the feet back. Slowly undo those arms. Bring your back, guys, back on the floor really nicely. And take your both hands up front. Do your mudra. Reach, guys. In through the nose, out through the nose. Push off the ground with your heels. Another bridge. If you need to have your arms on the floor, please don't hesitate to do that. And slowly release vertebra by vertebra. We will finalize this practice with the halasana, or feet up towards the ceiling. If you are a beginner, you can also put your knees on top on your forehead. Give it a breath or two. And let's slowly return back from our halasana. Put your both feet together in a bound angle, guys. Just up here. Make sure your back is comfortable. Keep your hands on your belly. In through the nose, out through that nose. Quiet inside, joyful inside. Loving towards ourselves, our body, and love towards others. It's a circulation. We give, we receive. Let's take our arms all the way behind the back. Take your both knees together. Windshield them for a couple times. Right and left and right. Just making those back and hips feeling good. Let's slowly make a transfer to the sitting position. All the way with the both feet up front, crisscross in an easy position. Let's take our arms all the way up, guys. Close your eyes and bring your hands up front of your heart as a true, again, sign of the universal gratitude. Namaste position. My soul accepts your soul. We all interconnected in some levels, still learning about it. No one really knows for sure, but there is a connection on a big universal level. Let's look inside that heart and open that heart for receiving. Receiving the love, receiving the health, receiving vitality, receiving and giving back kindness and love to others who need that. Look inside and find the big, beautiful, giant smile within. Radiate, expand that smile, share that smile with others, and that smile might save someone today. Namaste, everybody. I'm so glad that you joined me for this practice today. We share the most precious thing together, our time and our energy, and thank you so much for that. So rest well, guys, recover well, and I will see you all tomorrow.